Last night, Kyle Hendricks shut down one of the league's top offenses. And Anthony Rizzo made sure the lead stuck with his 26th long ball of the year. Tonight, the Northsiders aim for 2 in a row against the first-place Brewers. Beautiful night in the neighborhood as Comcast Sportsnet brings you Chicago Cubs baseball. Tonight, it's Game 3 of a 4-game series as the Cubs host the first-place Milwaukee Brewers. Great to have you with us alongside Jim DeShays. I'm Len Casper. The Cubs pitching staff with 8 shutouts this year. 4 have come against the Brewers, and the last couple of nights we've seen some really good starting pitching.
Yeah, on both sides, the starting pitching has been very good. Low-run games, well-played games for the Cubs. It was Jake Arrieta pitching Game 1 of this series. A real nice bounce-back start for Arrieta. He got roughed up pretty good in his previous start in Colorado, but Monday against the Brewers, 7 1/3, 5 hits, allowed 2 runs. That was the typical Jake Arrieta that we've come to know this year. Unfortunately for him, Giovanni Gallardo was really good for the Brewers. Last night, Kyle Hendricks did a Greg Maddux impersonation. He was so much fun to watch, down and away, up and in, cutter off the plate, change up to finish off the left-handed hitter here. Everything really crisp, really sharp for Kyle Hendricks last night. Boy, has he been impressive.
6 consecutive quality starts for the Cubs staff with a 1.99 starters ERA. J.D. Loesch has beaten the Cubs twice this year, maybe the best outing we've seen from a starter all season on June 1st.
Yeah, complete game shutout for Loesch, and then 7 innings of 3-run baseball in his other start against the Cubs. He's one of those guys, for whatever reason, the older he gets, the better he gets. Yoshi Wada's been a pleasant surprise for the Cubs. His last 3, he's got a 2.41 ERA.
All right, the Brewers 18 and 11 this year against left-handed starters. They got a lot of really good right-handed hitters in their lineup. Cubs 2 and 3 on the homestand that will end tomorrow afternoon, and it's Game 3 of this series coming up next from Wrigley Field.
Brought to you in part by your Chicago area and Northwest Indiana Lexus dealer, who invites you to test drive a Lexus today. Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Illinois, through it all. AT&T Uverse. Find out what's possible with AT&T. Call 1-800-PIC-ATT. Mobilizing your world. Ford. Check out America's freshest lineup at your local Ford store or at localfordstores.com. And by Southwest Airlines. Find our fares online, only at southwest.com.
The United States Navy SEAL parachute team, they're known as the Leapfrogs, and they landed during our national anthem tonight. When they do it in slow motion, it looks like it would be a lot of fun. But at game speed, it looks terrifying.
coming in with a little pace.
Those are the pros. Great to have them here. And let's get the Brewers Southwest starting lineup against left-hander Tsuyoshi Wada. Gomez, Lucroy playing first tonight. Braun, Ramirez, Davis in the middle. You've got Ricky Weeks getting the start at second base. Martin Maldonado behind the plate. Gene Segura, the shortstop. Kyle Loesch, the pitcher, as Wada just about set.
Quick look at the defense. Lake getting his start tonight. Coughlin slides over to right. Gomez swings hard. Nothing new there. And you'll see the rest of the program. Alcantara in center. Valbuena, Castro, Baez, Rizzo third to first. John Baker behind the plate. And Tsuyoshi Wada is the Lexus starting pitcher for the Cubs. He's been just fine so far. A win, a loss, 3 no decisions. Solid stuff just about every time he's gone out there. Striking out more than you would expect. Just about a strikeout per inning for a guy who's not a real hard thrower. There's deception in the fastball. He's got a real good changeup.
1-2 on Gomez. First time through the league, around the league for Hendricks and Wada. So far, so good. These guys replacing Jeff Samardzija and Jason Hamill after the trade to Oakland in early July. 2 balls, 2 strikes. 70 degrees. Wind coming out of the east. That's off the lake at 7. Swing and a miss. Strike 3.
Yeah, that's been one of the recurring themes, I guess you would say, with Wada on the mound. What appears to be a very hittable fastball, 89, 90 miles an hour, right over the heart of the plate, but he gets a lot of swing throughs. There's, some deception, as I said. Quick arm, hides the ball well, whatever it is. He gets late swings at his fastball, especially up. He'll start down and then climb the ladder, elevate that fastball.
Here's Lucroy, normally catches. He's playing first tonight. 18th career start at that position, all coming in the last 2 seasons. The Brewers last year had quite a time figuring out first base. These 7 different starters, including 4 guys who had never played there at all previously in the majors. Lucroy, Juan Francisco, Yuniesky Betancourt, and Alex Gonzalez. That's why they went out and got Reynolds and Overbay in the offseason.
And that opportunity to play last year for Lucroy certainly greased the skids a little bit for him to play there some this year. And he's such a good hitter now. It's a real benefit to Ron Renicky that Lucroy can handle himself down there first base. Gives him a little break from behind the plate, but keeps the bat in the lineup.
Without a hit in the series, 0 for 8. We have not seen a ton of offense in this series. 3-1 Milwaukee Monday night, 3-0 Cubs last night. Wada's 1-2 is hit in the air to center. Alcantara drifts back and hauls it in. As the fans will boo Ryan Braun, let's get the umpires. Clint Fagan will call balls and strikes. Tim Timmons at first. Tim Welke is the crew chief at second. Todd Titchener is at third. Braun 1 hit and 8 tries in the set. 4 strikeouts. He has a stolen base.
Guy who throughout his career has inflicted a lot of damage against Cub pitching. He's been neutralized so far in this series. Of course, just about everybody has been. The pitching has been so good for both clubs.
In there, it's 1-1.
Good look at the drop and drive delivery of Tsuyoshi Wada, and then throwing a dart over the inside corner. Slow, slow, and then go.
A little bit inside, 2-1. Brewers lead the season series 6-5, including tonight. 8 games left. It's now even 2-2. I mentioned in the open the Brewers are 18-11 against left-handed starters. They still do have a higher team OPS against righties, but you would imagine they would fare pretty well against lefties, considering most of their lineup, their everyday guys, hit right-handed.
Yeah, I was looking at that myself. The batting averages, I was surprised the team batting average against lefties is only 243, and it's close to 260 against righties. Gomez, for whatever reason, his batting average is significantly lower against lefties. Same for Segura. Braun's been solid. Ramirez good against lefties. LaCroix good against lefties.
Slow wind up. The pitch and a ground ball to second. That's Javier Baez. We'll see him hit second in the bottom of the first after Wada goes 1, 2, 3. Denny's Beverage Depot will donate $100 to JDRF. Now the Cubs Southwest starting lineup. Chris Coghlan gets the nod in right. Justin Ruggiano left early last night with some leg tightness, but says he's fine. Javier Baez at second. Anthony Rizzo, how about that? On the first pitch, he's hit 10 home runs leading the majors. Castro with an 11-game hitting streak. Valbuena, Alcantara, Baker, followed by Junior Lake in left, and the pitcher, Wada.
Key defense for the Brewers. Davis, Gomez, Braun in the outfield. Ramirez, Segura on the left side of the infield. Different look on the right side. Ricky Weeks gets a start tonight. Jonathan Lucroy makes his 9th start at first base. So far, he's played errorless baseball over there. That means Martin Maldonado gets a starting assignment behind the plate. The Lexus starting pitcher for the Brewers is veteran Kyle Loesch.
I don't think we've seen a better start than he had against the Cubs in Milwaukee on June 1st. 9-0 Brewers win. He gave up 3 hits. Deep to center. Gomez back. Twisting and turning. It's off the wall. And Coghlan has a double. I don't know if Gomez misjudged that, but a lot of times you get to the spot first, and I don't know if he knew that ball was going to carry like it did.
No, well, he turned twice in pursuit of this deep drive by Coghlan. Crushes that fastball from Loesch. And you get a good look at it here. See Gomez turn that way and then back the other way, and finds it after it bounces off the wall. It's always a challenge. That ball directly over the head of a center fielder. Tough. You don't have the angle. With Coghlan hitting a left-handed hitter, maybe had a little slice spin.
First inning opportunity now. Baez digs in. Shows bunt. Takes it upstairs for a ball.
Yeah, well, I think that may be a case of a young player thinking he's doing something for the team, but I'm sure Ricky Renteria wants him swinging the bat.
And he just did.
And, you know, kind of look towards the dugout. I wouldn't be surprised if somebody in there said, hey, Javi, go ahead, swing it. Not necessarily meaning you have to swing at the very next pitch, but swing as opposed to bunt.
Cubs have been outscored in the first inning this year 70-41. 123-79 in the first 2 innings. So they've gotten down early a lot. Trying to get ahead early tonight.
Baez may have tweaked something a little bit in his back. There's so much torque in this swing. Look at the power he generates and the big follow through. That number's almost facing the mound when he finishes that swing.
He took his time getting back in the box for this 1-2. And here it is. Got his attention.
Loesch has great command. You know, as a hitter, it's like any pitch in any count. You can't sit on any pitch in any count with Loesch. Ahead, behind, even. He'll use all of his pitches. Fastball. He likes to throw a lot of sinkers. Slider, curveball, and a change. Typically has great command of those pitches.
Well, you have a veteran against a rookie, Wada, with a lot of previous experience, obviously, in Japan. So it's 35-year-old Kyle Loesch, 33-year-old Tsuyoshi Wada tonight. Three and two.
And this is where Javi Baez has to realize that Loesch is not going to give in here.
"37 plate appearances in, still looking for that first walk." Well, I don't know if he's looking for it, but let's see what Loesch gives him here. And he drills that one into right. Coghlan has to stop at third. Baez is safe at second. Coghlan's going to hold there. I'm not sure if Lucroy saw Baez take off. He looked at the plate first, then back at second, and did not make a good throw. That was a mistake by Baez, but it worked out.
Yeah, there are times when you're the trail runner here, you're going to go no matter what because you know the ball is going to go through. There are other times, like this instance, when there's a real good chance it's going to be cut where you don't keep on going, but he got away with it.
No error. He gets second on the throw. And here's Rizzo, second and third, infield back. Nobody out. Fly ball to left. Davis over near the line. Into foul territory. The throw's going to go to third, and Baez heads back to second as Coghlan scores on a sacrifice fly. It's 1-0.
Elevated fastball. Rizzo doesn't get a whole lot of it, but he gets enough of it. Deep enough down the left field line to score Coghlan. And the Cubs make that leadoff double pay off.
About as much action as you can have on a foul out. Here's Castro. An 11-game hitting streak. Longest for a Cub this season. Tweaked his left knee the other day and was barking a little bit up the middle, and it gets past Segura to allow Baez to score. A 12-gamer now for Castro, and it's 2-0.
Well, you'd have to say 4 pretty good swings of the bat here to get started. Double, single, sac fly, RBI single. Not smoked, but got enough of it to get it past Segura. He got a piece of it, but it's an RBI single for Castro.
So the Cubs went those 9 innings, had just 3 hits against Loesch on June 1st. They've already got 3 hits and 2 runs tonight. 4 batters into the game. Curveball low and in on Valbuena. Kyle Loesch drafted by the Cubs in the 29th round of the '96 draft.
He's won 140 games as a big leaguer against 125 losses, lifetime ERA of 4.28. And since 2011, it's a 3.22 ERA. 52-27, the record for Loesch in 119 starts since the beginning of the 2011 season.
Cubs traded him to Minnesota in 1999, a Rick Aguilera deal. And Scott Downs as well.
Pretty solid stuff. 1 of 14 with 10+ wins each of the last 4 years. Wins, of course, can be overrated, but he's done a lot of good work. Against the Cubs in that stretch, he's been awfully good as well.
3-1 to Luis, who snapped an 0 for 19 with a 1 for 3 last night. Really short lead over there by Castro. Fouled back by Valbuena. 3-2.
Good swing. Way to turn it loose. He's been scuffling, but good aggressive swing there at the 3-1 heater. Loesch, like a lot of pitchers, has his struggles in the first inning, especially finesse guys until they settle in. They're vulnerable. Cubs have touched him for 2 already, and a good swing on a hitter's count there for Valbuena.
Castro on the move. Ball 4.
Another good at bat.
Turns into a no at bat. That's how good it was.
It was a good PA.
It wasn't even an at bat.
Yeah, and we're talking about Loesch's record. I said wins are overrated. Of course, wins are not overrated. Wins are really important. That's how you win championships. But wins as a way of evaluating the starting pitcher are overrated.
Alcantara, a big night last night.
Because by golly, it's all about winning.
It is. Now Maldonado will walk that new ball back to his pitcher.
That's the old pitcher's body language that says, I don't really want to talk to you right now. I'm going to turn the other way and hold the glove out for the ball. I know you're doing your job coming out here, but I don't really feel like chatting.
Missed again. 2 balls, no strikes. 2 hits last night, a double, knocked in a run, stole a base, caught stealing. He was in the middle of the action all night. Off the end of the bat, he pops into shallow right center. Braun racing in makes the grab. 2 down.
That wind's blowing in a little bit. I think that held that ball up and Braun had to go a little further than he anticipated off the bat. I wasn't sure who was going to make a play. See, Braun's very deep. Able to track it down.
Here's John Baker. Kind of interesting. Both starting catchers tonight have pitched an inning this year. Baker got a win. Maldonado pitched in a blowout loss. But neither guy gave up a run. We were talking with John's dad, Dave, the other day. And he said, I think John should tell me he has a sore shoulder. He can't pitch again.
Sit on that perfect ground.
Got to finish his career with a 0 ERA. Cubs get a couple off Loesch in the first.
Tomorrow afternoon is the last day of the 80s decade celebration. The Cubs play the series final with the Brewers. It's first pitch at 1:20. Tickets are still available, so visit Cubs.com. Pick up your seats today. Come out, enjoy little day baseball.
80s night. You wearing your Zubas tonight?
I got them over here. I'm not wearing them. Maybe I'll tie them around my head.
Pants, though.
Yeah, maybe I'll make a little bandana kind of thing.
Okay.
We'll do something like that. Yeah,
very nice.
Pants. Not wearing my Zubas.
Former Cub Ramos Ramirez takes a breaking ball at 69 for ball one. Hitting .429 over his last 14 games.
Well, still has plenty left in the tank. He's been at this a good long while, but Ramos Ramirez still one of the better third basemen, an all-star this year, due to be a free agent.
36 years old, mutual option for next year. Yeah, finishing up already a 3-year contract. Big cut and a miss. '50 doubles 2 years ago. He hit 300. Terrific year. Last year, only 92 games. Now with the left knee issue. Spent a couple of stints on the disabled list.
Shout out to our BFFs, Christina, Rebecca, and Grandma. There you go. Doesn't walk much. Get him to expand the zone.
No, you're right. And if you look at some of his best years, really all of his years, he's only struck out 100 times once.
Yeah, he likes to swing the bat.
So for a guy who's hit over 30 home runs many times, he's not been a big strikeout guy at all.
Typically attacks early.
Made his debut back in 1998 when he was still just 19 years old. That was with the Pirates. And he wasn't very good the first couple of years. 2001 was his breakout season. 34 and 112. Sammy Hagar wig or something. 1-2 on the ground and through for a base hit. We'll bring up Chris Davis. 1 for 6 in the series.
A lot of thump in this lineup. Top 5 in the batting order tonight, all with double digits home runs, all 50+ driven in.
Milwaukee leading the Pirates by 1.5 games. St. Louis 3 back. Cincinnati 5.5. All 4 of those teams are over 500. Cubs the only team in the division with a losing record. In the air to right. Coughlin under it.
The Cincinnati's lost today to the Red Sox. They're just trying to hang in there, treading water. A couple of their stars banged up. Yeah, very competitive division, so a chance for the second consecutive year for the NL Central to send 3 teams to the postseason. Last year, Cardinals, Pirates, Reds. Right now, Brewers leading the way.
Yeah, I missed that Reds final from earlier, so you're right. They're right at 500. Controversial home plate play in San Francisco today as the Giants ended up scoring 7 times in the 7th inning and beat the White Sox 7-1.
Giants, they've been scuffling. They had lost 5 in a row. Dodgers starting to extend their lead out west.
Weeks has not played a ton this year. This is his 38th start at second. He's made a couple of starts at the DH spot. The knees, 1-2.
Weeks hits the ball on the ground a lot. Wanda taking a shot down there on the knees, hoping to get a ground ball, maybe get a double play, but perfectly placed fastball on the inside corner.
Yeah, his ground ball rate has shot through the roof in 2014. There's another one. Broke his bat, so he didn't hit it quite as hard, but the Cubs will still turn it. 6-4-3. And the inning is over. 2-0 Cubs early. challenge to raise awareness for ALS and the fight against the disease. Let's hear from Cubs president Theo Epstein on something cool the Cubs are putting together.
Hey there, Theo Epstein with the Cubs. Want to thank all our fans for sending in their ALS Ice Bucket challenges. You too, John McDonough, well done. And we accept your challenge, John. Only problem is it's a little chilly today. We're going to wait till tomorrow. It's going to be a beautiful day for a day game at Wrigley. We're going to invite all our fans to donate to ALS research through our 50-50 raffle. Try to win a chance to dump me and some of our players at home plate after the game. Hopefully we'll have a win to celebrate, and right over the top she goes. Just look out for the bald spot. See you tomorrow.
Good stuff from Theo. I've got more information here as Junior Lake fouls out to Maldonado. So one away here in the Cubs' second. So yeah, John McDonough, president of the Blackhawks, challenged Theo. So the 50-50 raffle tomorrow, all the proceeds will go into the fight against ALS. Theo and some Cub players will be at home plate after the game. Fans can watch them get buckets of ice water poured over their head. The winner of the 50-50 will also have the chance to participate in the challenge by actually dumping the bucket of ice water on Theo, as he mentioned. And if you are not going to be at the game but you want to participate, go to Cubs.com/give. All donations made on the site tomorrow will go toward that fight against ALS. As Wada flies to center, I was challenged by my good friend John Shambi from ESPN to do it, and here it is. It was more of a pail than a bucket, but it was cold.
Now, is the hat legal?
Yes, the hat is legal. Yes, it didn't really protect me. Thanks to my son Leo for videotaping it. So I have challenged on Twitter you and Judd Sarai.
I'm in. I just got to figure out the where and the how. I might do it while we're in New York. I might just wander down to Central Park and see if somebody would be willing to dump a bucket of water on me.
We could do it after the game, right down at the production truck if you'd like. Although you have to drive home, that probably wouldn't be fair.
But I could change into my Zubas.
You could. I only wore the hat because I had hat hair. It just would have looked funny. Coughlin fouls. Cubs leading 2-0.
So in this ALS, this Twitter dump the ice water on your head thing, do we have any idea how many people have participated in this? Are they keeping track?
No, but
it's like thousands, correct?
I would imagine yes. Changeup misses outside, 1-2.
Not a big difference against Loesch, left and right. He's got the the pitches to compete against both sided hitters. Careful down there behind those little ones.
And tomahawk into right. Coughlin 2 for 2.
Well, first time up, he hit a fastball that was outer third and up a little bit. This time, a high heater well up out of the zone. And he's able to get on top of it, lash it into right.
Single and a run for Baez in the first. One ball, no strikes.
Maldonado has caught Kyle Loesch 5 times this year. They've worked well together, at least the numbers would indicate that. A 2.57 ERA for Loesch when Maldonado's behind the plate. He throws well. Thrown out about 30% in his career.
Rocket pulled way foul by Baez. 1-1. That one a little closer to fair territory. Still about 6 feet foul. I'm fine. And a nice gesture by that fan in front of her. Coghlan running. He is out on a bullet from Maldonado. So Baez will have to lead off the bottom of the third. Top of the third, though, is next. 2-0 Cubs. Star Wars night, Wednesday, August 20th. Fans who purchase tickets through the Cubs special events page will get a special Jedi Rizzo bobblehead. A portion of the proceeds going back to the Anthony Rizzo Family Foundation. Don't miss out on the intergalactic fun. Tickets are only available through Cubs.com/special events. Donato made that nice throw to get Coghlan. A big night against the Cubs back on May 30th in Milwaukee. 3 hits, 2 RBIs, 3 runs. His inning of work on the mound April 30th in St. Louis. Faced 4 guys, gave up 1 hit, no runs. And he drills one out toward the alley. Coghlan will not get to it. And it rests on the warning track. Maldonado's got a double.
Out but up a little bit, and nice job by Maldonado staying on it, driving it into the alley in right center. Leadoff double. That's the bad news for Waddle. The good news, he's at the bottom of the order.
Because of that, Segura will not simply try to move the runner over. He'll try to knock him in. You got the pitcher Loesch on deck. And Buena is at the edge of the grass along with Rizzo, and that ball driven to right, so he is going to move the runner to third as he makes the first out. And now Loesch will try to make some contact and get that run in.
And Loesch is not an automatic out. He handles the bat pretty well. In fact, he's been used as a pinch hitter at times in his career. Pinch runner, good athlete.
No career home runs, which kind of surprises me. Career 150 batter. Will Ricky play the infield in?
Yeah.
Guessing yes. No? Middle guys are going to play back?
Well, I wouldn't play him back.
Corner guys are in. Now Valbuena being told to move back a step or two.
I wouldn't concede anything here with the pitcher up.
Strike called.
I guess this is just out of deference to the fact that the top of the Brewers order is very dangerous with Gomez and LaCroix. Doesn't want to set up a potential big inning. Maldonado not a speedy guy. If you have your infield, at least even if you have your middle infielders halfway in, force him to read the ball off the bat.
If he swings at this next one like he just did, it isn't going to matter where the defenders are. Missed that by a foot.
Yeah, hard back foot slider there by Iwata. Premeditated swing from Loesch.
Swing and a miss. Strike three.
At the end of the day, it didn't matter where the infielders were. Slider followed by an elevated fastball. Loesch strikeout victim number 2. Gomez went down swinging to start the ball game.
Good look at that four-seam grip. One and one. Long pause by Wada. Outside on a change. 2-1. Cubs got 2 in the very first inning. Off Loesch.
My imagination is Gomez really opened up his stance here.
Yeah, he has.
Just making stuff up.
Chops to Valbuena, and the Brewers strand Maldonado at third after the leadoff double. So it's still 2-0 Cubs.
Cubs leading 2-0 as we move to the bottom of the third. Javier Baez leading things off perfect tonight and hitting .243 since his arrival a couple weeks ago. Jed Hoyer spoke about what he's seen from Baez so far and says it's exactly what he expected. A few ups and downs, feels like he'll fall in the middle of that, but what he's really been impressed with is how the other guys have embraced him and are very much teaching him things already at this level. And he says that chemistry will be key over the next 40 games or so, guys.
Kelly, thanks. Well, he's getting some extra looks here because he was at the bat when Coghlan was caught stealing to end the second.
Yeah, down in the count, so it made sense to gamble with Coghlan there, and you give Baez a fresh start.
Love that call. 1-1. The Cubs leading 2-0 here in the third. Driven in the air, deep to left, and it will go! Hello, Waveland! First homer at Wrigley Field.
Watch the ball jump off his bat. Maldonado says, get it down. Loesch leaves it in the strike zone, and that's a bad idea because that is one fine swing of the bat there for Javi Baez. His first here at Wrigley, and no doubter.
Rizzo, deep to right. They've gone back to back. That's the 11th time he's homered on the first pitch.
Fans had barely settled into their seats, back on their feet again to celebrate Rizzo's 27th home run. He got through a pretty good drought. We got number 26 last night, and boom, here he goes again. Breaking ball from Loesch. It's not a bad pitch down in the zone, but look at Rizzo work the legs.
Number 27 leads the majors with first pitch home runs. He was homered in back-to-back nights after going 18 in a row without one. Well, Starlin, your turn. 2-0.
Cubs score a high percentage of their runs with the long ball. Yeah, and that's, running with Coghlan in the previous inning. I mean, you're not trying to get thrown out there, but that's kind of the thinking.
That ball's going to drop. Castro's 2 for 2.
At the time, Baez down in the count. Unlikely that he's going to do damage when he's behind in the count. So you take a gamble with Coghlan, and maybe Baez can drive him in from second base if he's successful. If he's thrown out, now you get a fresh start from Baez. He's already seen a few pitches from Loesch. Maybe Loesch makes a mistake. And it all came to be, and Baez, a long home run.
Swung on and missed by Valbuena. 4-0 here in the third. Cubs did not hit a home run in the first 4 games of this homestand, but Rizzo in the last 2 days has gone deep twice. Baez tonight. How about a slash line of 282, 282, 641 for Baez? 1-2. How about this? The top 4 guys in the order are 7 for 7. Coghlan, Baez, Castro all 2 for 2. Rizzo is 1 for 1 with a sac fly and a homer. Total bases combined.
Some damage here against Loesch, a guy who had their number twice this year, but not tonight.
We got him. It is Loesch's first strikeout of the night. I think Willie Peralta has to be scratching his head. The Cubs have beaten him 3 times this season. Peralta is 14-4 against everybody else and 0-3 versus the Cubs. Off the side of the mask of Maldonado.
Pretty good swing here by Alcantara. Loesch just doesn't seem to have a lot of action on his fastball here tonight. He's not a hard thrower, but typically he's got a little more zip and a little more sink. Good change up there.
0-2.
He's been mostly good of late. Last time out, 6 innings, a 1-run ball against LA. His previous start, he got knocked around by the Cardinals, allowed 9 runs, 7 earned. Well, there's some concerns about his health.
It's like the Brewers see something they're not quite sure about with Kyle Loesch. Very small sample size. They've moved him around the order a little bit. I like him in that 2 spot. Kind of theoretically looking ahead in terms of his profile. But we'll see.
Yeah, you know, you like to have on base guys near the top of the batting order. If he can, you know, if he profiles as a guy who's going to have a high on base percentage, you like that versatility, the speed, obviously.
Swing and a miss. He struck him out on a change. Back-to-back Ks now for Loesch.
He's got a lot on his plate right now, making the position change to the outfield, learning to compete against big league pitching. And his biggest problem as a hitter has been that the off-speed stuff, whether it's change-ups or slow breaking stuff. He's had a hard time staying back.
Castro at first, 2 outs. Baez and Rizzo went back-to-back to start the inning. Marco Estrada just got up in their bullpen.
Had been starting, went through a real tough patch, has been dispatched to the bullpen. So the conversation that took place with Loesch on the mound they'll revisit that when he comes in at the end of this inning, and depending on how that goes, we may see Estrada.
That changeup working now, 1-2 on Baker.
Seven innings, 3 runs, and then a complete game shutout for Loesch against the Cubs prior to tonight.
Another good changeup, so he strikes out 3 in a row to end the inning, but 3 straight hits to start it. Baez with his first career blast at Wrigley Field is 4th overall. Rizzo at number 27, and it's 4-0.
Of this series takes place at 1:20. First 10,000 fans here at the ballpark will receive a Cubs Fathead presented by Pepsi and Navy Pier. To purchase tickets, visit Cubs.com. Those are the big wall poster kind of things, right? Fathead.
Yes. Slap them on the wall.
Yep.
Wada with a 4-0 cushion here. Lucroy takes strike 1.
Obviously very frustrated Kyle Loesch. Looks like he's done.
Marco Estrada continues to loosen, so it looks like they'll get the bottom of the 4th.
So, Loesch frustrated at the results, but probably more frustrated about whatever it is that's forcing him to come out of this ball game. Whatever physical ailment he's dealing with.
Line shot caught by Lake and left.
Line drive rate against Watt is fairly high, 26%. So there's been a little bit of good fortune factoring into the results for Watt so far.
I don't think he was really thrilled about squaring that one up, even though he did get an out.
Yeah, and he kind of looked into Baker, tapped himself as if to say, that one's on me. You had the right idea, I just didn't execute the pitch. Well, Brewers can ill afford to lose Loesch, right? They got Garza on the DL. This whole race may come down to who stays the healthiest.
1-0 on Braun. The wind and the offering. Top foul. Cubs with 7 hits in the first 3 innings off Loesch.
Braun under contract for a good long while, so he'll, barring any kind of catastrophic injury, will pass everybody on that list. He'll move ahead of Prince in short order, and then Robin Yount, the Hall of Famer.
High and deep, Lake back on it. He's at the track. He's got it. It stayed in the ballpark. I thought that one was going to go.
Well, it's right about now if you're Tsuyoshi Wada, where you say, hey, this might be my night, man. They got boys put 4 on the board for me. I just gave up a rocket to LaCroix for an out. This one off the bat of Braun looked like it might leave the ballpark, but it does not. Ooh, yeah.
I'll take it, he says. Pitch to Ramirez is off the plate inside. The 3-0 on the way. It's in there. It's 3-1. Doubleheader in Cleveland. Indians won the first game 3-2. Zach Walters. Home run in the 9th. The Indians game 1. Ball 4. Game 2 scoreless after 5. Walk number 1 for Wada.
And mentioned last time Ramirez was up, he doesn't walk much. Lower walk rates in the league. This guy capable of cutting the lead in half. Davis, 19 home runs. It's for much better average against lefties than righties.
Davis's dad's scout, Rodney Davis. Debuted last year. He's got some power. Slugging .509 through 164 major league games. Still only 26. The 1-1 on the way. Driven out into left center, and it's going to drop. Ramirez will have to hold up at second. So 2-out rally here in the 4th. Interesting, you had a rocket hit by Lucroy for an out to left. Braun missed a home run by about 2 feet. And Ramirez walked. This ball not hit terribly hard.
No. No, and I'm not sure that Alcantara couldn't have caught that ball with a more aggressive path. You know, again, he hasn't played out there. He may be afraid of making a big mistake. He kind of bellied out on that one. I think if he gets after that one immediately, he might be able to make a play on it.
Inside on Weeks. Caught the corner. 1-1. Already Ricky Weeks 11th season if you count 7 games in 03. Go back. The big prospects, Weeks, and Fielder, and Hart, J.J. Hardy. These guys were going to be together for 15 years. Ricky Weeks, the only one left, still in a Brewers uniform. Swing and a miss, strike 3, and the inning is over. We go to the bottom of the 4th. It's the Cubs 4 and Milwaukee nothing.
Team being recognized here at Wrigley Field this evening. Floated in from overhead prior to the ball game, the Leapfrogs. And they'll be in action this weekend too as part of the Chicago Air and Water Show.
Time for you to tweet your photo using hashtag NorthsideFanPhoto for a chance to have it appear later on in tonight's broadcast, brought to you by AT&T. Marco Estrada was in their rotation. Now in the bullpen. Look at the home runs.
Yeah, that's the note that grabs your attention. 28 home runs allowed by Estrada in 122 innings. Well, he still had a winning record, 7-6 with a 4.78 ERA.
We will await word on Kyle Loesch. As we showed you earlier, was not very happy for his last inning of work. Yeah, the 28 homers by far the most allowed. As Junior Lake swings and misses, Dan Herron second most in the majors. He's given up 23. Well, that's National League. Major leagues. Yeah. Aaron Price Danks tied for second, 23 allowed. The 0-1 is a strike. 0-2. Tough go for Lake here lately. He hasn't played a lot. 9 for his last 67 with 23 strikeouts, and has not walked during this stretch.
Estrada throws a lot of four-seam fastballs up above the hands. He's a fly ball pitcher, and this year he just hasn't been able to keep those fly balls in the ballpark frequently enough. Allowed 19 home runs in 128 innings last year. Good changeup. That's his MO. Elevated fastballs, changeups down. Has a pretty good breaking ball. So 4 consecutive Cubs have gone down swinging, and most of it on changeups.
Kyle Loesch left after tweaking his right ankle during his at bat in the 3rd inning. Struck out swinging. I recall him reacting awkwardly after one of those pitches. I can't remember if it was that awkward swing or if it was the strikeout pitches. Wada sends one in the air to center. Gomez gliding.
And it might be one of those deals where if this were the middle of September and they're nursing a 1-game lead, that he would continue to pitch. But there's always the fear, right, when you've got an injury to the back or the legs, that it might influence the arm. You might put a little too much pressure on your arm, and in so doing, hurt your pitching arm.
Was not comfortable on that first one. You see kind of limping after striking out. And the DH proponents everywhere are seeing, see, Kyle Loesch knocked out of the game because he had to swing it back. And my answer would be, and your point is what?
Yeah, anybody could get hurt.
Right. Oakland trying to keep the streak alive here for the top 4 hitters. 7 for 7 combined.
I know whenever we have this conversation, most of the people we hear from are anti-DH. I would think maybe the most pro-DH people in the National League would be general managers and owners who pay pitchers a lot of money to pitch and are fearful of seeing them get hurt. So it's not even their perspective as a fan of the game. It's just the pocketbook. And I understand that point.
I assume the DH will be in the National League at some point within the next 10 years. I don't like it, but I think that's probably what will happen. Estrada with a 1-2-3-4. Cubs lead by 4.
That's live from Citi Field. Coverage starts at 11:30 a.m. with Cubs pregame live, presented by Fields Auto Group. Tune in, Cubs Mets Sunday at 11:30 only on Comcast Sports Net.
We want to wish our good friend Bill Schroeder the best and a quick recovery. A longtime TV analyst for the Milwaukee Brewers. He recently had surgery on his finger and had an infection. Doc Adams from the Cubs looked at him the other night and said, "You better get to the hospital." Had to stay overnight, and I guess now has been sent home to Milwaukee. He probably won't travel with them to Los Angeles as he recovers. He's doing well. I hope to see him back in the Brewers booth soon.
The Rock. Can't keep the Rock out of action for long.
Maldonado leading off the fifth. And takes a strike from Wada. He led off the third with a double and ended up stranded at third. Brewers have to feel really good about the offensive production they've gotten from behind the plate. Mostly Lucroy, but Maldonado has certainly pitched in.
You look at their club, especially their everyday players, just about all of them better than average. Nobody's having a lights out offensive season. Well, LaCroix, I guess, when you look at his OPS, but you know, if you're looking at OPS, you know, every guy except for, I guess, Segura and their everyday lineup better than average. And the rotation similar too. Nobody's threatening to win the ERA title, but Gallardo, Garza, Loesch, Peralta, all you know, kind of in the low mid threes, all better than league average in terms of ERA.
Maldonado asking what a lot of batters do to a home plate umpire, to Clint Fagan. I just wanted to ask it first. 4 strikeouts now for Wada.
Yeah, that one could have gone either way. Once it's been called, there's no appeal to be made.
Might see Jacob Turner tonight make his Cup debut. Ricky Renteria said before the game he'd like to see him get an inning if possible tonight. Game situation certainly will dictate it. Two 2-0 on Gene Segura. It's Turner on the left chatting with Justin Grimm. 2-1. Mike Alta's homered again tonight for Iowa. 22 games back at the AAA. 6 homers. He's knocked in 21. We'll go 3-1.
About this combo of Hendricks and Wada. My goodness. After the Samardzija Hamel trade, we're so concerned as to how those spots would be filled, and these two guys have stepped up and been outstanding. What's today? The 13th? Is that right?
Yeah. 13th of August.
Turner has not pitched in 10 days.
Estrada Ball one.
And you know, he had the struggles, had an ERA approaching 6. So if you're Ricky Renteria, you're looking for a soft landing for Turner, either a fairly comfortable lead or a blowout loss. But sooner or later he's going to want to get him in there, get him into the mix. Cubs have 8 relievers, 7 right-handed relievers right now.
Wesley Wright, the lone lefty after the trade of James Russell.
He's the only one in, excuse me, in his right mind down there. The right side of your brain controls the left side.
Got it. With his last name being
something
right,
like that.
I
Yeah.
get really confused. Called strike 3, number 5 for Wada, shutting out Milwaukee. Brewers didn't score last night against Hendricks and company. Will be under the lights for the first time here at Wrigley Field this Saturday, August 16th. Come out, be the first to see the world's best high school baseball players. Tickets are just $10 each and can be purchased through Cubs.com or at the Wrigley Field ticket office. You could see the next Javier Baez. Xfinity high-speed action.
I could watch that over and over again. That was fun. He's fun to watch when he swings and misses.
Estrada, when he goes from the lineup, he looks like he's got a string attached between his glove and his front knee. Totally in unison, like he just kind of like a ventriloquist or a puppeteer. Just pulls straight up, right there.
There it goes. Gets that down a little bit. That's a challenge for a hitter against Estrada. Try to lay off that one up above the the letters. It looks awfully good. Tough to get on top of, but you get him down mid-thigh and you can do some damage.
Breaking ball misses low. 2 balls and a strike on Baez. Estrada, born in Sonora, Mexico, to high school in Silmar, California. Glendale Community College, Long Beach State.
I'm waiting for the first pitcher to throw an eephus pitch up there to Baez. He might swing twice.
Carlos Villanueva would be the most likely, and he's a teammate.
Randy Wolf curveballs.
That was up, and he got under it. Segura drifts into foul ground and has it. He got away with a mistake.
Yeah, it took 2 high changeups in this sequence. Got away with both of them.
That was a change. Right?
Floater.
It's down in front of it. Sack flying the first, home run in the third for Rizzo. You know, you keep changing your prediction on how many homers he's going to hit. Where did you start this year? Say 30 or 25 to 30?
No, I think I went 30, 35. We had a conversation earlier this year.
And then he hit, what, 5 and 4 games out of the break, and you said, well, I got to change it now.
Now, we were having a conversation. Some of the writers were around, and it was fairly early this year. Some speculation about Anthony and what he would become. And I think he's kind of done cooking. He's going to be a 30, 3,500 RBI guy, I think, year in and year out. I'm pretty confident that that's going to be the norm for Rizzo.
27 and counting. Not sure about the RBIs, but a lot of that is based on opportunity, and he has not had the same opportunities a lot of other hitters have had.
Right. So I guess what I'm saying, he's that guy. He might not actually drive in 100 runs, but he's the guy that's on a productive team where he gets the normal amount of chances that most middle of the order hitters would get. That's how I view him.
So he's driven in himself 27 times. And he's knocked in his teammates, what, 36 times? Look at this the other day with Castro and Rizzo. And just the amount of opportunities. Castro's had a ton of opportunities because Rizzo bats ahead of him and gets on base a lot.
Well, there hasn't been that high on base presence in front of Rizzo this year. And aside from Bonifacio, there hasn't been a lot of real speedy guys that are going to score from first base on doubles all the time.
Swing and a miss. So Rizzo going in with a 511 plate appearances according to Baseball Reference, 62 knocked in. The major league average player with that many plate appearances has knocked in 52. So he's above average in terms of what the average hitter with his amount of chances would have. He's batted with 28 fewer on base as Castro with another knock. He's 3 for 3.
He is a hit machine. He's like Phil Collins. He's like, I don't know,
the Beatles,
Michael Jackson. in the 80s. Turning out hit after hit.
The 80s thing.
Yeah, it's
okay,
the 80s thing.
idea.
The 80s thing going on. So I believe that is his 15th 3-hit game this year. And there it is. Look at that. We are in Simpatico.
Valbuena lifts in the air, but it's going to stay in right on the edge of the track. It's Braun to end the inning. To the 6th, 4-0 Cubs.
The 6, looking for a way to make your business stand out from the competition. Host your best customers and guests in a private suite at Wrigley Field. The Nuveen Investment Suites can accommodate anywhere from 15 to 55, include food, all you can drink beverages, and parking. To book your premier experience at the ballpark, visit Cubs.com/suites. Last night it was Kyle Hendricks leading the way, 7 1/3 scoreless as the Cubs shut out the Brewers. Tonight, Wada pitching shutout baseball.
Castro's like Hall & Oates, says Peter Staub. Gomez pops out. Yeah, I get pushback on the runners in scoring position. Rizzo 240 with runners in scoring position, on base 373. He gets on base. Boy, so stuck in this batting average with runners in scoring position. How's Alan Craig been this year?
Yeah. Well, and that's the thing.
These things change year to year.
He's got the high on base because there's a lot of times where with a man in scoring position, they're going to pitch around him.
He's willing to take the walk.
So he either takes the walk or goes out of the zone, and that's going to affect that batting average.
I don't think Castro and Valbuena mind.
Yeah, I'm not saying Anthony can't be better, but let's see by comparison. Giancarlo Stanton has had 250 plate appearances with runners on. Rizzo 204. That's a pretty significant difference. And
yes. So you give Anthony what, 45 more chances? You don't think he's going to knock in a few more runs? RBIs are a function of opportunity. So in other words, if Anthony had last year had Chu and Votto, if he had those two guys ahead of him, the numbers they put up last year in this lineup this year, think of how many more opportunities he would have. But these are counting stats, so they can be very deceiving.
Well, even last year when he didn't perform as well as he has this year with those guys in front of him, he would have driven in more runs, and people would have said, "Whoa, don't worry about that batting average. Look at all the runs he's driven in."
Yeah, his batting average on balls in play with runners in scoring position, 256. It's 321 with nobody on. So there's probably a happy medium there, which would lower his batting average with nobody on and raise his batting average with men in scoring position. He's fine. He's doing just fine. Furthermore, and this will be the last word for now, he's the best hitter on the team.
Right.
Period. Fly to right. Coughlin's got it, 2 outs. I want to find, in fact, the Jeff Francoeur season. Had a big RBI season, but you look at some of the other numbers, it was kind of like, well, yeah, 2006. Okay, so a different run scoring environment. His OPS plus was 87, way below average.
Way below.
29 homers, 103 RBIs. Okay. That was with Atlanta. Brandon Phillips last year, he got aggravated, right, because some of the local media were saying that he wasn't as good as maybe the RBI totals were because he was getting so many more opportunities, and they were right. It's a ground ball to third. Yeah, that year Francoeur hit 320 with runners in scoring position. Really took advantage of those opportunities. 4-0. Wada cruising through 6. day, White Sox and the Giants. Tyler Flowers blocking the plate, right? The throw was well ahead of Blanco. I think it was Gregor Blanco. He went to New York, called him safe. Robin lost his mind. I'm sure Hawk did in the booth as well, but according to this year's collision rule, they got it right.
Yeah, there was, that replay right there shows there's no lane given prior to getting the ball. Now, once you have the ball, you can block the plate. That's such a tough play for the catcher. But, to do it properly, he needed to be out in front of home plate and make sure the base runner had a look at home, then catch the ball, then slide in front to block the plate. But that's going to be tweaked, I would think. There's enough managers now screaming and yelling for change.
So the question that you've raised, and a lot of people have raised, and right now the answer seems to be it doesn't matter, is how much space does there have to be between the catcher, home plate, and the runner for the catcher to be essentially deemed as have not given a lane. And if you're 40 feet away and you're standing in front of home plate, you're not giving him a lane.
Right. Yeah.
So even if a guy's out by 7 steps, you have to give him a lane.
Yeah, I don't know how they're going to be able to tweak that rule to make everybody happy and still avoid the collisions at home plate.
Alcantara sends it high in the air out toward Gomez.
To that end, the rule's been successful, right? We're not seeing catchers getting barreled over at home plate.
Not at all.
Even in situations where it would be justified, because you can still run over a catcher. You just can't go out of your way to make contact. I don't know. Maybe they don't tweak the rule. Maybe it's just a matter of the catchers getting used to the new rule.
Here's the rule. Live with it.
Yep.
It's going to happen in the postseason. Deflects off the leg of Estrada. Segura picks it up and has time to get Baker.
Segura got a lot of attention last year. He was an all-star. He was near the top of the league leaderboard in batting average for a good long while. He's a very good defensive player. Not hitting much this year, but he's got good range. He's got a strong arm. Nice reaction play there on the deflection.
And 0 on Lake. It's Justin Grimm up in the bullpen. Cardinals just beat the Marlins 5-2 in Miami. Estrada's come on and done a nice job. Starter Loesch went 3, gave up 4 runs. Estrada's gone 3 and hasn't given up any. Opened at Water Tower Place, the museum combines high-tech interactive experiences with an impressive collection of game-used treasures. Come challenge yourself or your friends. Great to have with us Steve Trout, former Cub, former big league pitcher.
It's nice to be here.
Great to have you here as always, Steve.
Thank you.
How are you?
Fine, thank you. Yeah, it's a great night. Beautiful, crisp air. Sky looks great, and the scoreboard looks even better.
It does. 4-0, and Wada continues on here in the 7th. Against a former Cub, Ramos Ramirez.
Have you had a chance to watch Wada much, or you've been busy socializing?
A little bit. And I was mentioning to Pat and to Ron that it looks like he's kind of sneaky fast. His fastball's got a little more life on it, keeping the ball down good. He's got a good breaking ball. Yeah, I like what I see quite a bit. I haven't been able to watch him very much, but the players that come from Japan, they always have those good mechanics and very composed. And
a little balance, a little kind of hesitation at the balance point.
Right. It's very important.
Dozen years in the big leagues for Steve. Much of it here in Chicago with both the White Sox and the Cubs. Nothing better than this ballpark, and you got to pitch at Old Comiskey quite a bit.
Yeah, that was a great trade when I went from the White Sox to the Cubs.
1-1 swing and a miss.
So you were at the big club on the south side and got traded over here.
That's right.
So you didn't have to move.
Didn't have to move. I just had to find directions to Wrigley Field.
Yeah. Warren Brewstar for Scott Fletcher, Randy Bartz, Pat Tabler, Dick Tidrow.
That's right.
January 25th, 1983.
That's a nice little breaking ball right there. It looked like a slider. I didn't see the monitor, but.
Yeah, Wada and Hendricks, we were commenting, these two guys have really picked up the slack after the Somarjan Hamill trade to Oakland.
So that ball got in on him right there.
It did.
You know,
easy out.
They're real composed, like you were saying, that sort of hesitation, and then when he goes, the ball gets on you pretty quick.
Yeah, it kind of lulls you to sleep.
Yeah.
And that's kind of been the norm for him. And you know, in all of his starts, you're seeing guys jammed or swinging and missing a little bit late on a monitor, or if you're watching at home on television, appear to be hittable pitches. Or 89, 90. They don't have a lot of run or sink, but it's that deceptive action that he's got.
Yeah, they questioned Maddox about not throwing 94 or 95. He said 90's pretty fast, especially when you're deceptive, right?
So 2 quick outs, and it'll bring up Ricky Weeks. Well, you've been a Midwesterner your whole life.
Yeah.
Hometown of Detroit and all the time here in Chicago. Now, your dad was from Indiana, born in Indiana?
Sandcut, Indiana, but, Dad pitched here in 45.
That's right.
And in Game 4 and in Game 6. So the Newhouser, of course, won Game 7 here. Yeah, but Dad was working for the White Sox. So, being around the big league players when I was young was just part of the routine. And
who do you remember as a kid growing up around the game? Were there any player or two that stood out to you?
Well, my dad took me to see Billy Pierce when I was 11 years old and said, Billy, I want you to work with Steve because you're left-handed. But Dad could have been fine, but I think he knew that it would be best
to have a little separation in there. Yeah.
Ricky Weeks in the air, deep center, gone, front row. And the Brewers are on the board. A 2-out homer by Weeks, his 5th of the year.
Well, right over the 368 sign. It's legitimate.
Well, better that it came in this at-bat than his last at-bat when he was up there with 2 on. Wada punched him out that time. Here it's a solo shot, our 4th home run replay. Weeks going down and getting a low fastball. Last time he beat him with an elevated fastball, but Weeks able to drop the head on that one. Priceless reaction.
Fergie talked about that a lot. Solo home runs don't hurt you that much.
Yeah, don't walk people in front of the guy who hits the home run, right?
That's right.
There's Maldonado. And referring to Steve's dad, Dizzy Trout, Paul Howard Trout. Ooh, great career. And unfortunately, he didn't get to see you pitch in the big leagues. But if he did, would he have been the kind of guy who would have called you after every start and said, well, I like this, I like that, or would have just said, son, you were great tonight?
Well, he probably,
see a teacher?
He probably would have been a little bit like Ted Williams, I think. When I saw Ted and had dinner with Ted, he said, now you got to keep that ball on the outside part of the plate, and then you got to work it in, and you got to mix it up a little bit. So probably like that, maybe similar, I think. But certainly would have been encouraging. That's part of, I think, what every parent has to do is encourage and try to have fun. That's the most important thing.
1-2 on Maldonado. Pitch number 97 from Wada. This ball will also go. Back to back. 4-2.
Well, the good job that Marco Estrada has done holding the line on the Cubs becomes much more important after these two swings. Weeks and Maldonado match Baez and Rizzo with back-to-back home runs, cut the lead in half.
That'll be it for Wada. Ford home run replay. We got the first two of the inning. He will lead with a 2-run advantage. Pitching change from Wrigley Field. We'll be right back. Here at Wrigley Field, the Cubs offer special ticket packages for groups of 15 or more with exclusive benefit options, including parking and Wrigley Field tours. Call the group sales office. Speak directly with a sales associate. 773-404-4242. Or go to Cubs.com/groups. It's Justin Grimm.
Grimm trying to finish off the top half of the 7th here, on for the 57th time. Done a pretty good job keeping the ball in the ballpark. 4 home runs and 52 in the 3rd. Last time out he gave one up, but prior to that he'd been on a real nice roll.
Well, you get those first 2 outs, and then
boom, boom.
Just how things can change in this game. That's what makes it so wonderful.
So Scooter Gennett is on deck for Estrada. Strike. Steve, you've got a backing section. Who do you have with us tonight?
Ethan, 6-year-old grandson, and Elise, my 4-year-old granddaughter.
Ethan, wave at the camera.
Ethan's dressed up, ready to go. Wave, Elise.
Elise is tucked in back there. She's out of the shot.
Ethan's trying to do some play-by-play. He's fine. Call a strikeout, will you, Ethan? 0-2.
Right here.
On Segura.
Breaking ball in the dirt, Ethan. Maybe he'll chase.
The ground, Rizzo will scoop.
See, you guys did a good job.
All right, Steve Trout Company coming up with the stretch. Here we go.
You.
Tonight's guest conductor for Take Me Out to the Ball Game, former Cub Steve Trout.
Okay, we'll never forget 1984. Let me hear ya. A 1, a 2, a 3. Take me out to the ball game. Take me out to the crowd. Buy me some peanuts and Cracker Jacks. I don't care if I ever get back for his root for the Cubbies. If they don't win, it's a shame. For it's 1, 2, 3 strikes, you're out at the ball game. Let's get some more run.
His spot did not come up. Will continue on against pinch hitter Brian Sweeney, who takes a strike. Sweeney batting for Grimm. Grimm did his job, faced one, got him. Outside corner, 1 and 2.
Neil Ramirez getting ready in the pen. He'll be next. Wada 6 2/3, 5 hits, 2 runs, 1 walk, 5 punchouts. Good work. Frustrated, no doubt, over those back-to-back home runs that finished his outing, but it's solid effort.
Yeah, I mean, I think timing affects how you feel, because if you said before the game, Wada's going to go 6 2/3, give up 2 runs, he'd go, I'm in.
Yeah.
But
he'd take it.
The 2 came to the last 2 hitters.
Yeah,
so.
He had 2 outs in the 7th and almost got through 7 shutout.
In on Sweeney's hands, and the back-pedaling Ricky Weeks will make the grab.
RBI Baseball is back with all 30 MLB teams and 2014 players. Get the retro 2-button style baseball game you've been missing. Visit RBIGame.com for more details and download today on your console and mobile device.
On a note to Coughlin.
So with all those relievers that we talked about earlier, it's really an unbalanced situation. 7 right-handed relievers, 1 lefty. A 4-man bench. Ryan Sweeney was the only left-handed batter available on the bench tonight. Travis Wood, I guess, would be next up if a left-handed bat were needed. It's not the the mix you would prefer to have. But Cubs aren't in the middle of a pennant race either. It's not as important.
Three and one. Driven deep right center, back toward the wall, just missed a homer right below the basket. It'll be a double instead. That's his third hit tonight. What a year he's put together. Chris Coghlan, been a nice find. He was a Rookie of the Year. That was a while ago though, 2009, and putting together a similar type season.
Yeah, and really doing a nice job. Third time he's had a 3-hit game this year, and this is double number 2 for the night. 3-1 fastball. The way he's been swinging it, not likely he was going to miss it.
Speaking of timing, you know, you win the Rookie of the Year, you put up an 850 OPS. When the expectations come, he battled injuries. It's been a long haul for him here these last 5 years. New uniform this season, and he's been terrific. Baez swings and misses. Bob Uecker had it right. Never set the bar too high.
Right. Yeah, you gotta be careful not being too good too early. OPS of 829 coming into play tonight for Coghlan, the best since his rookie year.
Oh, and 2. I missed it. Did you reference Travis Wood?
I said the next available pinch hitter.
Did you say he was?
Oh,
a lefty?
yeah, I was thinking
He's a
right. He's a left-handed pitcher. Who knows? He could probably hit left-handed.
He probably could. Yes. Baez did. He told me he was a left-handed hitter as a kid, but it bothered his hip, so he abandoned hitting lefty. Pitch popped him up. And Lucroy has it. Thought maybe Jonathan would throw away his imaginary mask.
Yeah, you know,
on that pop.
With Lucroy getting some starts at first base last year and this, there might be certain plays he would have a hard time with, but pop-ups you figure as a catcher he would be able to handle.
Way inside on Rizzo. Strada has done yeoman's work tonight for Ron Renicky. Throw to second late.
See Segura moving in behind as that pitch was being delivered. That's a design play, not a pitch out, but a pitch up. Catcher will call for a high fastball. knowing that the ball's not going to be put in play and have the middle infielder move in behind the base runner.
Rizzo out in front as he rolls one to Lucroy. Step on the bag. Inning over. Off to the 8th. 4 shutout innings for the long reliever Estrada. 4-2 Cubs. Hashtag Northside fan photo for a chance to have it appear in an upcoming broadcast. Brought to you by AT&T. Throwing Neil Ramirez.
Well, the numbers for Neil are outstanding. He's worked once since coming off the disabled list. Shut him down, let him rest a little bit. He was in the Tampa series. He worked 2/3 of an inning, allowed 2 hits and a run. But right back out there in a high leverage situation here, protecting this 2-run lead in the 8th. Great night to be at the ballpark. We're watching at home with the windows open. Maybe you threw a burger on the grill earlier on. Seen 2 pair of back-to-back home runs tonight. 1 for each club, 1 set for each club. Baez hitting his first home run at Wrigley Field. That's been a highlight. 6 outs away from a win and taking 2 of the first 3 from the first place Brewers. And Brewers have Toronto coming up, then they go to the Dodgers. Check that, they go Dodgers first, then they have Toronto. And then Pittsburgh.
So, no, as Don Cherry would say, it's Toronto.
Toronto.
Yes, you know you're not Canadian when you say Toronto.
Toronto. Well, I am part Canadian.
Yes.
Yeah.
There are a couple of things I hear that
I'd say veranda.
Swing and a miss by Jeanette. 1-1.
I say Chesterfield. You know what a Chesterfield is?
No.
It's like a couch.
Okay.
Chesterfield. Veranda's a porch.
The only thing I hear in your voice is sometimes instead of saying sorry, you say sorry. A little more of the O. It kind of has a.
I don't say
Canadian.
I don't say pasta though.
You do not say Carl Pavano.
Pavano, no.
Although you wouldn't really say Pavano very much because he's not pitching. But if you did.
Remember when I first joined the Astros and Terry Poole was there and he was dropping a Z on me.
Brewers against the Cubs. Love it.
They're a fine organization.
Swing and a miss, 2-2. Looking forward to that trip to Canada in September. Cubs will be at Rogers Center.
Great town.
Swing and a miss, strike 3.
Little cheese at the knees here from Ramirez. Those are right by him at 93.
Rick Davis checks in on Twitter from northern Alberta. Says, we don't all say veranda in Chesterfield. I have a porch and a couch.
Yes, I don't want to lump all Canadians. I'm not doing that. Just my mom was from Ontario, and those are terms I picked up from her.
Oh and 1. Pretty well, but Alcantara will get to the ball, and that's the second out. They kept Gomez quiet. They kept the top 3 hitters quiet. Right now, a combined 0 for 10. Gomez, Lucroy, and Braun. Brian D asked us on Twitter, when we go to Toronto, are we going to get Rob Ford in the booth for a half inning? I don't think so. We should get Don Cherry and Ron McLean, though, and have them take a picture with Hector Rondon, because when they were here, I think they were in Chicago last year, Stanley Cup Finals, and they had fun with Rondon. Want to know on Lucroy. Darn it, why do we bring it up? Now I miss Montreal again. About every month or so it comes up on our broadcast. They get baseball back in that great city.
Yeah, well, I think a lot of it because of the anniversary of the '94 strike just passed, and Montreal was 74 and 40 or whatever they were at the time, and
there you go.
Expectations were that they would be able to save baseball in Montreal. Maybe not.
Fly to right, Coghlan. That ball twisting, it's going to land. I thought he had a shot at it. Now it gets by him. Lucroy around second, on his way to third. Baez will throw late and a little offline. It's a triple for Lucroy. Well, that ball really tailed on Coghlan.
The first hit of the series for Lucroy, and Coghlan's been playing mostly left field. This ball inside out swing by Lucroy's got slice spin, and it's pushing further and further toward the line and dying a little bit on Coghlan. Can't cut it off, has it bounce past him and go all the way to the track there for 3 bases. And here comes Ryan Braun.
Here comes Chris Bosio.
Meet Cubs legend Lee Smith at the Sports Authority at 3134 North Clark Street tomorrow night from 6:30 to 7:30. Big Lee will be there, sign an autograph. Sports Authority, the official sporting goods retailer of the Chicago Cubs. Do you get the sense that as Baker and Ramirez were talking out there, they were waiting for Bosio to come out? I just had the sense that they were kind of looking towards the dugout, wanting to get some kind of counsel as to how they should approach Braun here. Situation where you want everybody on the same page, right? 2-run lead, dangerous hitter up, representing the tying run. Want to make sure the manager, the pitching coach, the catcher, the pitcher all are thinking along the same lines as to how they want to approach this very important at bat. Braun is really good middle away, has good power to right field. They've done a good job getting in on him in this series. But like all good hitters, you can't just stay one way consistently with a guy like Braun. Sooner or later, he's going to cheat on one of those and do some damage on the pull side.
AT&T U-verse multi-view. Brewers have rallied with 2 outs here the last 2 innings. Popped up. Baez to end the inning. So Ramirez gives up the 2-out triple, but no runs. Still 4-2. Advantage of free remote parking and shuttle services on night and weekend games. The remote parking lot is at 3900 North Rockwell. For details, go to Cubs.com. Brandon Kinsler is on for Milwaukee here in the 8th as the Cubs try to take their 2nd in a row in this series.
A lot of sinkers from Kinsler. Slider and a changeup, two-seamer with good arm side run. We'll average right around 92, 93 miles an hour.
3 singles tonight for Castro. That was not a singles swing. That was an extra base type swing. The average has gone up 4 points tonight. A little tougher to elevate that average this late in the season, even with a 3 for 3.
Well, he's had a heck of a month of August so far. He dipped down there towards the end of July. He's down below 270.
Swing and a miss, 1-2 on a good slider.
Well, up over 400 now here in the month of August. Kinsler, originally a 40th round draft pick in 2004 by the Padres.
There's Hector Rondon. Pass to Ramirez. Used to play alongside Castro. Trying to think. The only guy in the Cubs lineup tonight Ramirez played with is Castro. That's how quickly things change. Buena in the air to deep left. Davis goes back into the well area and he whipped on it. And Valbuena has two bases. Will it be a double? Probably.
And regardless of how it's scored, that ball's got to be caught. Should have been caught, but it was not caught.
Well, you'll get an error. We'll get an error. Two base error. He just missed it.
Yeah. Drifting, turning, coming up empty. Glove's about the size of Rhode Island. Seems like he would have been able to haul it in.
If you're not into geography, that means that's a really big glove, and Rhode Island is a small state.
Yeah. As gloves go, it's more like Texas, right? But but for any glove to be the size of the
smallest state is still a really big glove.
Yes, it is.
Is what you're getting at. Chance to add on here. Comes back to Tony Campana. Enormous glove. I think he just wasn't quite sure where he was.
Yeah, maybe just didn't quite go deep enough, settle in there. It's embarrassing for him. A break for the Cubs.
Two and one on Alcantara.
Oh, what a job by Marco Estrada tonight. My goodness, 4 shutout innings. He allowed 2 hits. Didn't walk anybody. A couple of punch outs.
The Cubs pitching staff has really held this Brewers offense down at Wrigley Field. Almost 6 full games. It was powerful offense, and they've scored just 11 runs total. Full count, 3-2.
Yeah, we thought with all those right-handed bats in the middle of the order that it might be an issue for Wada tonight. It was not.
And not above saying Wada performance.
Go for it.
But I'm not going to. So a walk to Alcantara, no hits, but the Cubs have 2 on. I'm looking at the Cubs roster. As I mentioned, the only guy in the lineup tonight who had played with Ramirez was Castro. Wellington Castillo on the bench. Was a teammate of Ramirez in 2011. Balega no, Sweeney no, Contra, Coghlan. Is that it? Two guys? Two guys.
I believe so.
The 0-2 to Baker. Could be two. And it is 4-6-3 to end the inning. Rondon coming on to try to notch the save. Cubs lead 4-2. Initial half hour behind the scenes recap of Hall of Famer Frank Thomas's memorable weekend in Cooperstown. Don't miss it this Saturday following White Sox post-game live only on Comcast Sportsnet.
Well, here comes hard-throwing Hector to try to finish it off in the top of the ninth. He got the save last night. 15 saves and 19 tries now for him. He's pitching to a 3.38 ERA. Strikes out better than a man per inning. He has given up 45 hits and 45 in the third. He's cut the walks down, and he's allowed just one home run. He's only pitched on back-to-back days a handful of times. He does it again here tonight. However, in last night's ball game, he was very efficient. Only 8 pitches to get through the ninth last night.
Two-run lead. And that looked like a cutter.
Yeah, it was a cutter. It was either a cutter on purpose or a fastball he just got around a little bit and it took off on him.
Sinking action on that pitch at 97. 1 ball, 1 strike. Slider lined to Alcantara for the out. 1 away. Here's Davis. The Cardinals winning. Right now 2.5 back.
Cutter. Pirates got beat.
Pirates lost. Yep.
8-4 to the Tigers.
So right now they're 2 out. So the first 2 games this week were in Pittsburgh. This one was in Detroit.
Is that the Jim Leyland series? Is that what they call that?
Yeah, that makes sense. Two balls and a strike. Ricky Weeks homered in the 7th. He's on deck. Rondon's 2-1. Pounded on the ground right to Castro. Got a good hop at the end. 2 away. Chance to even up this season series. One more out and the Cubs will be 6-6 against Milwaukee. I mentioned going into this series the Cubs had the worst intra-division record in baseball. It's 17-30. Strike 1 on Weeks. $31,191 here at Wrigley tonight. Fouled away, 0-2.
Slider off. Heater up. Slider off. He's gone.
Junior Lake in left. Cubs win. And a chance for a winning homestand. They're now 3-3 on this 7-gamer. With the finale tomorrow, they've taken 2 of the first 3 against the first place Brewers.
Just a real clean game tonight. Outstanding effort from Wada, the starting pitcher. Rizzo did what he's supposed to do, hit the ball out of the ballpark. Baez did as well. Bullpen was tight. They played error-free baseball. A good solid win for the home team tonight.
GMC Professional Grade Player of the Game. A lot of good choices, man. The top of the order really good, 1 through 4. We're going to give it to the starter though, because ultimately it's about the starting pitching.
Well, all those hitters, they split the offensive vote tonight. So many guys at the top of the order had good nights. Wada doing his thing, 6 2/3, 5 hits. It had been scoreless until the back-to-back home runs got him in the 7th, but that time he'd gone deep into the ball game. He walked only 1, struck out 5. Picks up his 2nd major league win.
2 in a row here. Edwin Jackson tomorrow. Mike Fiers will go for the Brewers. Kelly Kroll, take it away.
All right, well, Javier, the first homer here in Wrigley Field. How did it feel watching it go out there to Waveland?
It was great. I mean, I hit it pretty good, and I was just trying to make contact and hit the ball hard.
You did hit it pretty well, and right behind you, Anthony Rizzo steps up and has the same result. What was the exchange like with him afterwards?
I don't know. I mean, he was trying to hit the ball too, and then he got one too.
Javier, can you sense what the crowd here does when you step up to the plate? Do you feed off of that energy?
Honestly, I'm so focused that I don't hear anything. I just get my sign from the third base coach and just get ready to hit.
All right, well, lastly, it's been a couple weeks for you now. Just describe what these weeks have been like for you and how comfortable you're beginning to feel out there.
I'm feeling really comfortable and just play another game.
All right, hey, congratulations on this win. Thank you.
Thank you.
There you guys go. Another big night for Javier Baez, and of course, the Cubs get the nice win here, 4-2.
Kelly, thank you for JD, Kelly, and our entire crew. And thanks to Todd Benjaminson filling in for John Walsh this week as well. Dave Turner, Tamara Anderson, Mark Harper, Jim Cornell Jr., our entire CSN crew. Len Casper with your final 4-2 Cubs. We're back with you from New York. Pre-game coverage 11:30 on Sunday morning. Coming up next, Blue Cross Blue Shield Cubs post-game live. Stay tuned.